The moment the hearing begins, Aiden Victor Roth, just 18 years old, blurts out a confident remark as if he's chatting with a friend instead of standing in a courtroom. He says it casually, without hesitation, almost like it's no big deal. Judge Frank Caprio pauses, sets his pen down, and looks directly at him. Mr. Roth, you're speaking in a court of law. What you just said is now officially part of the record. Do you understand that? The judge asks firmly. Aiden answers with the same careless tone, insisting that his father is powerful and owns a large amount of property in the area. The judge quickly clarifies. Your father may own real estate, but he does not control this courtroom. Please sit down. Aiden gives a small shrug, showing little concern. His attorney, more accurately, the lawyer hired by his father, jumps in to smooth things over. Your Honor, my client is young and... The judge interrupts, reminding him that Aiden's earlier comment affects the seriousness of the case and will need to be addressed. Let's begin with the basics. Miss Lewis, please read the case details. The clerk stands. Case number 2025-TR 47286, Commonwealth versus Aiden Victor Roth. Charges include driving 68 miles per hour in a clearly marked 35 miles per hour school zone during active hours, reckless operation, and failure to follow a lawful direction. Judge Caprio turns to Aiden again. Before moving on, he asks viewers to share where they're watching from and to subscribe, hinting that the situation is about to become even more tense. The attorney tries once more, offering to simply pay the fines and resolve everything immediately, but the judge shuts that down. Counselor, this is not a payment window. Your client was recorded driving at nearly twice the speed limit near an elementary school. We will review the full evidence. He then calls the officer forward. Officer Rodriguez, please take the stand. Officer Thomas Rodriguez steps up, raises his right hand, and is sworn in. The judge asks him to read his report aloud. Yes, Your Honor. On Tuesday, October 15th, at 8:47 a.m., I was conducting speed enforcement on Elmwood Avenue near Carver Elementary School. The officer explains that the school zone lights were on and clearly flashing, which meant the speed limit had dropped to 35 miles per hour. While monitoring traffic with a LiDAR device, he recorded a black sports sedan heading west at 68 miles per hour. He immediately turned on his emergency lights and siren. Instead of stopping right away, the car continued for about 2 full blocks before finally pulling into a nearby parking lot. When the officer approached the driver, who was later confirmed to be Aiden Roth, he asked for a license and registration as required. Aiden refused and told him to contact his lawyer first. The officer explained that this was not how traffic stops are handled. Aiden then questioned the officer's authority by asking who pays his salary. After that, citations were issued for speeding, reckless operation, and failing to follow instructions during the stop. The officer handled the situation calmly from start to finish. Judge Caprio makes a few notes and then asks, Officer Rodriguez, you have both dash cam and body cam recordings of this stop, correct? The officer confirms. The judge requests the body cam audio, only the important part. To be played, there's a moment of static, and then Aiden's voice comes through clearly, sounding firm and dismissive. Do you know who pays your salary? The courtroom grows quiet. Judge Caprio lets the silence settle before speaking. Mr. Roth, did you say that during the stop? Aiden answers without much concern. The judge explains that comments like that matter because the officer was simply doing his job, and trying to pressure him by bringing up money or influence is not acceptable. He reminds Aiden that safety rules apply to everyone equally. Judge Caprio then asks the clerk, Miss Lewis, were there any previous contacts made to this court about this case before today? She checks her notes and confirms there were. 3 attempts were made, 2 phone calls and 1 voicemail, from a number connected to Roth Capital Group's legal office. The judge asks for the timestamps. The clerk reads them aloud. 1 call at 9:23 a.m., another at 9:41 a.m., and a voicemail left at 9:58 a.m. Judge Caprio nods and instructs. Please play the voicemail that a calm, well-trained voice plays through the speakers. This is a call on behalf of Victor Roth regarding case 2025-TR 47286. We'd like to discuss a private resolution before the hearing moves forward. Please return this call when possible. The message ends, and the room grows quiet for a moment. Dayton's attorney quickly stands. Your Honor, my client should not be held responsible for calls made by his father's office. Judge Caprio responds without hesitation. This is relevant, counselor. The attempt to influence the process needs to be part of the record. We're documenting what actually occurred, not making assumptions. His tone makes it clear he isn't accepting excuses. He turns to the clerk. Miss Lewis, give us the full timeline of these contacts. She reviews the file and begins. Yes, Your Honor. The traffic stop occurred at 8:47 a.m. The first call from the Roth Capital Legal Office came at 9:23 a.m. That's just 36 minutes after the stop. Judge Caprio looks over at Aiden. Mr. Roth, did you contact your father right after the stop? Aiden answers plainly, saying he sent a text. The judge asks if that message is included in the evidence. Miss Lewis confirms that it is. Officer Rodriguez submitted a screenshot that was collected during the stop with Aiden's permission. She reads it aloud. The message, sent to the contact labeled Dad, is timestamped 9:02 a.m. It says, got cited. He'll make calls. Don't worry. The judge reads the text slowly, then sets the paper down. Mr. Roth, assuming someone will fix everything for you is not the same as a legal defense. He continues, Miss Lewis, does Mr. Roth have any previous traffic history? She nods. Yes, Your Honor. There are 3 earlier speeding citations in the last 18 months. All were handled by legal counsel. The defendant did not appear in court for any of them. Judge Caprio focuses on Aiden again. So, you've been cited 3 times within a year and a half, and you never showed up personally. Is that accurate? Aiden responds that his lawyer takes care of the matters. The judge corrects him. Your lawyer pays the penalties. That is different from taking responsibility. Finally, Judge Caprio asks, Mr. Roth, do you understand that school zones are meant to keep children safe? Aiden mutters, I guess. The judge pauses, clearly expecting more awareness from him. Judge Caprio turns back to the officer. Officer Rodriguez, were there children in the area during the stop? The officer confirms that there were. A crossing guard was on duty, and about 20 students were making their way across Elmwood Avenue at that time. The judge takes a slow breath, letting that fact settle over the courtroom. Mr. Roth, he says, you were driving 68 miles per hour past a group of 20 schoolchildren. Do you understand how long it takes a car to stop at that speed? Aiden gives a small shrug and replies that he stopped without a problem. The judge immediately corrects him. You stopped 2 blocks after the officer activated his lights. That is not a safe stop. That is ignoring instructions. Judge Caprio leans forward, his tone steady but serious. I want to revisit what you said at the very start of this hearing. You told this court, my dad can buy you. Do you still stand by that comment? Aiden responds casually, saying that it's probably true. His attorney quickly stands to intervene, but the judge addresses him firmly. Counselor, your client is 18. He is legally an adult, and he is responsible for what he says. Looking directly at Aiden, the judge asks again, are you stating, on the official record, that your father could influence this court? Aiden smirks and says his father regularly meets with the mayor and donates to many causes in the city. He adds that, if his father chose to make a call, the situation could be handled quietly. The courtroom goes silent. Judge Caprio instructs the clerk, Miss Lewis, please read that back from the record. She reads, My dad has dinner with the mayor every month. He supports many charities in the city. So yes, if you wanted to make a call, this goes away. When she finishes, the judge briefly counts the seconds that pass. 5, 7, 10, 12. Each moment showing how long the tension hangs in the air. Finally, he speaks calmly. Mr. Roth, what you just stated is not a simple opinion. It directly challenges the fairness and independence of this court. You're suggesting that influence or money could erase a lawful citation. The judge pauses before asking, do you understand the seriousness of that? Aiden answers that his father simply has more influence than the judge does.